My name is Alvarez Lasan, and it's truly my privilege to be the Executive Director of the Emerging Scholars Program, or as we call it, ESP.
ESP was founded as a result of a conversation between myself and the headmaster at Flint Hill School, who wanted to have a program like this exclusively for Flint Hill. And we modeled it, at his suggestion, on Prep for Prep, which is a very large program, highly successful, that operates in New York City.
It's really a 14-month program dedicated to preparing someone to not only be successful in the independent school environment and in college, but also in life. And we do it on multiple levels.
We interview the families, we interview the kids, and out of that pool, we'll select 20 to join the program.
We really focus on developing academic and leadership potential in children, and we then help them apply to independent schools.
We've increased from 7 Northern Virginia independent schools to now 19 located throughout the Washington Metropolitan area.
Most of the schools want a broader cross-section of families and children in the classes, and they use the financial aid to accomplish that. Our program is of interest to them because, one, it helps them reach a social goal, an educational goal, and two, our students are prepared to succeed in those schools, where students they recruit on their own generally are not nearly as well prepared.
ESP is open to all races and religions and creeds with 3 fundamental things. 1, academic potential. 2, financial need. And the third, and equally as important, is a supportive family. A family that has a dream for their child. A family who's willing to make sacrifices. They get up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Some of them travel an hour and a half to get to ESP. They're involved in it for 14 months. They give up 2 summers.
The summers weren't so bad, but the Saturday school is when you really, honestly don't have a life, or, that year, because, there's just so much going on. So that was I think the most difficult thing, but, honestly, it was definitely worth it.
There's not a whole lot of things I volunteer for, and this is probably the most worthwhile kind of activity that I can imagine.
We're trying to prepare the whole child and family to bring about a social change, to give the child an opportunity to truly develop into what we consider to be a future leader of this country.
Whoever I meet, the first thing they tell me is like, wow, you actually looked at me in the eye when you talked to me. Just like little things that people do catch, and I think that ESP does a great job on teaching you the little things that make you successful.
Yeah, now I'm not so afraid to approach people, approach new things, and try, like I said, I tried soccer. That encouraged me to try something new, met a lot of friends. I'm not as intimidated by new things now. Yeah.
The thing that's perhaps most important about the program is not that it does academic preparation, which it does. It's that it does a social preparation to teach the families and the children 2 things. 1, how to function in what will be a new culture at this private school, but much more important than that, it shows them what's available to them if they earn it.
We look for every moment to be a teaching moment to develop the whole person. Their preparation of how to interact with people, how to handle situations.
The children are learning how to interact positively with one another, and that makes me want to be a better role model and do that too with the other parents.
Even the family will learn from one another. The parents talk to one another through the process, what one did wrong or right, so we can improve.
The joy that the kids have, the parents have, it's just so inspiring. It's an amazing feeling.
If a student does an outstanding job in their homework or in their presentation, we share that for the other students to get a concept of how to do it.
Sarah, who was one of the first cohort 3, we received her grades, and I showed my daughter.
Straight A's.
Straight A's.
I just remember being that scholar, looking at like the counselors who came and helped. Like I remember I wanted to be them so badly, like, but then finally coming back and helping the kids and see them react to just like little things you do is like, it's like, I can't even, it's like speechless.
At first, they thought it was crazy to come during summer school. Within the first 2 weeks, they wouldn't be anywhere else because of the environment. You're with your peers. You want to learn. You're engaged in learning.
It's like a whole nother family almost, like a group of friends that you see every day, you do activities with.
When you know that people are there for you, you're gonna work hard regardless. And I feel like without that kind of support in life, you're losing a lot of potential for like society.
We have some that have been in the school system now from 6th through 11th grade, and we can gauge how they're doing. And we see in them not only academic excellence, but real ability to join and lead in the schools they're in. They're generally described as bringing something to the school that's very exceptional.
One is our very first ESP student who won the Rotary Essay Contest. It was extraordinary, the look on her parents' face and on her face as she received the second place award for the region for Rotary International. You could just tell that she was on her way.
The comments that we get about our students from teachers are absolutely, that they're incredible.
To see students come to class every day and just say, we cannot wait to learn, was so neat, and they really meant it.
He told his teacher he needed more challenging work, and I know it's a result of ESP.
I now have homework from Spanish. At my public school, I never had homework. I just had it twice a week. Now I have it 4 times a week. And I have homework from it, and I have quizzes and tests, so I learn more.
ESP has honestly made me the person I am today. Like without it, I'd be the regular girl, you know, good grades, but not that thrive to succeed or that thrive to like be the best or share that with everybody.
Early on, I met a fellow who talked about his daughter to a group of us and his family, and he was a cab driver and his wife wasn't working, although she was quite capable, and he told us how much it did for his daughter the first year she was in the program. That same man came back when she graduated, said the same thing about his daughter, how much he appreciated what had happened to her. And then he said, but it's infected us. He said, my wife's in law school and I have my own business. He said, if our daughter could do it, why couldn't we do it?
The Emerging Scholars Program changes lives, permanently for the better. Students who come into this program learn the skills and attitudes among their ESP cohorts to enter a world of success that would not be available to them otherwise. The positive cycle of improving lives starts with donations to ESP.
Our goal is to increase the number of students we serve. Right now, we have enough funding for one set of teachers, and our limit of our student intake is going to be somewhere between 16 and 20 per class, and that's what we've been doing up to now. There's so many families that we could touch, but they can't even get to ESP because where we're located. If we had a site in DC, it would drastically increase the number of people we could serve, and then we could eventually set up a third site either in Maryland or another location that would again allow us to touch another population that really can't get to ESP right now.
When you look at the direct financial aid that our students receive from the schools they attend, they receive someplace between 5.5 and 6 times what we spent on them. As of this date, direct financial aid, either expended or offered, guaranteed, is past $7 million. So that's about $100,000 a child on average. It's a good payoff. For you businessmen out there, if you got that kind of payoff, you'd be happy. And so would I.